Hey, or oh, wait, I forgot it was gonna be sexy.
It's gonna be sexy.
Hello, it's Sue.
And Megan.
And this is Spine Breakers
After Dark. And today we are going to be discussing a tale of horror erotica from this gem, Hot Blood, which is edited by Jeff Gelb and Lon Friend.
And while we talk about that tale, we're going to drink another non-alcoholic beer because we are doing a Sober October. And this is Intentional IPA. And this is from WellBeing, which I think is an offshoot of O'Fallon.
Oh.
Yes, which is in Maryland Heights, Missouri. So we're going to try this.
Yeah, we're going to give it a go.
Out of our fancy goblets.
Chalices.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I have to say, like, I do feel like there's something, like there's something missing a little, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't taste quite right, but it's not bad.
It's not
It
bad.
does have a very bitter aftertaste, too.
It
like,
does.
Once it sits with you, it's very bitter.
It is very bitter. It is very IPA-ish.
But it ain't bad.
No, not bad at all.
All right, so the story we chose to talk to you about today is called The Thang. Yes, Thang. And who's the author?
Robert R. McCammon.
Yeah, I feel like we've maybe read one of his before. I don't
maybe
know.
we
A
have.
lot of these Hot Blood books have repeat authors.
They do.
But his name seems very familiar. I wonder if he wrote the story about the snake demon, because that's probably
Demon Lover.
that's probably been my other favorite story
Yeah.
we've talked about in this series, but this one gave it a run for its money.
This one
The Thang.
was top-notch horror
It was
erotica.
top notch.
So spoilers will abound.
Yes,
in
we're
our
just gonna
discussion.
talk about the whole story.
So this story is about a man who travels to Louisiana to New Orleans from Oklahoma, I believe.
Is that just the door? Is
No,
Murphy
that's
running in?
fucking Murphy.
He's like, you're filming without me?
This is ridiculous. I am
The star of your
the
channel!
most sexy. Anywho, so this man travels from Oklahoma to Louisiana to New Orleans because he is seeking out a practitioner of voodoo to help him get a bigger penis.
Yes. Yeah, and the sheer delight when I read that he was trying to find something to make his penis grow, I was like, yes!
Thank you!
Because I had read, we were originally going to do a story called SueCee Sucks, and I read it, and much like SueCee, it sucked.
Oh.
It was just really boring. And then I read another one, and it was also boring, and so I was like, yes! The Thang has delivered.
Magical penis growth.
Yes. So he convinces the woman who owns this voodoo shop to give him a concoction that she says will help his penis grow. And she tells him go back to his hotel. Don't drink alcohol. Don't, like, only eat gumbo and something else, I think she said.
Oysters.
Oysters.
Yep.
Don't go out. Don't do nothing. Like,
No
do nothing.
cigarettes,
Just,
no girls, no
yeah, just
nothing.
sit in your hotel and eat gumbo and oysters. And he's like, okay.
Gotcha.
And what do you think he did?
Immediately, almost
Immediately.
breaks her advice.
Yes.
So homeboy ends up at a strip club, and he sees this very attractive, busty blonde, and ends up ordering a beer, inhaling secondhand cigarette smoke, and getting a table dance from this woman. Broke all the rules.
Yes.
And then mayhem ensues.
Yes. Oh man, it was better than I could have ever imagined.
It's everything I hoped for.
So, while this lovely lady is dancing on the table, the dude, I forget his name. Did he have a name? I don't know.
I think he did.
But David, was it David?
Dave Nielsen, which is like the whitest, most Midwestern name
yes.
ever.
So old Dave starts to get aroused, okay? And his penis starts to grow. And it keeps growing. And it keeps growing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it keeps growing and growing until it's like
20-something inches long.
Was it long? I think it was longer than that because it tips over the table. It bursts out of his pants, it breaks his zipper, and knocks the table with the girl on it over.
He has to wrestle it down the street. Like
yes, it's like
sentient.
It's like trying to. It's like an actual snake coming out of his trousers.
A snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to. So he literally wrestles it, like down the streets of New Orleans, back to his hotel.
Yes.
My favorite line in the entire story is while he's doing that, like while he's running down the street. He is running past people because this is like Bourbon Street, so there's like tourists and stuff everywhere. And it says, "Good God Almighty!" a hoarse male voice yelled. "The sumbitch is possessed."
So he manages to get back to his hotel room.
He does,
and then it calms down. It goes back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, I think it ends up smaller.
Like 3 inches.
And he's like very upset. He's like, "Oh, that lady swindled me."
Yeah.
But he goes to bed and he's like, "I'll go see her tomorrow or whatever." Right. Goes to bed. In the middle of the night, there's a woman on the street outside of his window who's trying to get laid.
She's yelling.
Basically. She's yelling loudly.
About wanting to get laid. And he gets turned on.
Yeah. And guess who comes out to play again?
That thing.
That thing.
And this time he's trying to wrestle it back into his pants and talk it down, right? Mm-hmm. And so it gets mad and it wraps itself around his neck and tries to strangle him.
He almost gets strangled by his own dick. Oh my god, it's pure gold. It's pure gold.
I love it.
Yeah. And his penis also breaks the door down.
It busts
the door
down.
Hotel door down, trying to go get to that woman.
And his dick gets him kicked out of his hotel.
Yes. He ends up going back to the voodoo shop and waits for the woman to come back, to come in the morning. Mm-hmm. What does she tell him? I don't remember exactly.
She's basically like, "Well, you should have listened to me. Sorry about you."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Pearl clutch." And, and then she says, "Well, if you can stay around for a while, we can experiment and try to fix you." Basically. So she calls her sister to come over. This woman,
her aunt.
Aunt Flavia. To come over and basically just says like, "Hey, well, you have to stick around for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 and you can rent a guest room in Aunt Flavia's house." And then Aunt Flavia gets there and is all about that big dick. All about it.
She has a huge vagina, right?
Yeah.
Like her vagina is so large that it's hanging out the bottom
of her
dress.
Of her caftan.
And so this was all a ruse to get
a big dick for her.
Big dick man for Aunt Flavia.
Yeah.
Who apparently must have taken some elixir that made her vagina huge or something.
So she was.
So that was the whole deal.
It was.
What the fuck?
It was a wild ride.
It was a wild ride.
A wild ride.
Yes.
Also, just funny because it just played on
ridiculous.
Men's obsession with how big their dick is. Mm-hmm. So funny.
Yeah. And aside from a few words that were used that were offensive,
not good.
One of them I actually had to look up because I didn't know what it was.
Exactly.
But I was like, this seems like it's probably offensive.
Yeah.
And it was.
It is.
Other than that,
it was
fantastic.
Golden. Yeah. Wow. It was just, it had ups, it had downs, it had dicks. I loved it.
It had like sentient dicks, basically.
Yeah, like also
and the giant vagina surprise at the end.
which is fantastic. Like, I love that the whole thing was just orchestrated by these women who are like, some idiot's gonna come in here and want his dick to be bigger, right? We're gonna work with that. We got you, Flavia. Yeah. Don't worry, honey.
Do you have any other favorite quotes you want to read? Because I didn't mark.
I marked a couple places. I was marking a lot of places, so I stopped because I was marking too many places, but let's see what I got here. So he's in the voodoo shop and he sees some items, and like one of those is graveyard dirt, and it says this is the real deal. And he says, I'll bet it is, Dave thought. And if that was graveyard dirt, his pecker was as big as Moby Dick. And that, of course, was the crux of the problem. So he asks to speak to Miss Fallon about what he needs, because he doesn't want to say it in front of the other employees. So they go into this back room, and she's like, all right, well, what brings you here? And instead of just telling her, I want my dick to be bigger, he whips his dick out and is like, here. And she's like, excuse me? And basically threatens him, because, like, what else are you going to do when a strange man whips his dick out in your office? Like, right. Do you want me to shut that in a drawer? Like, put it away. Yeah. Come on. And so she basically threatens him, and he's like, no, I just want it to be bigger. He said, that's what I mean. I'm not, I'm not big enough. She said, big enough, she repeated carefully, as if listening to a fool. Right, I want to be bigger than I am. I want to be really big. I mean big, like 10, 11, 12 inches even. I want to be so big it makes my pants bulge. You see what I'm talking about? And she says, I see. I don't care for it, but I see. And that whole exchange.
I also like, she's the one who dubs it a thang. Yeah. Because he says, she's like, after he whips it out, she's like, what? And he says, my problem is, you saw it. And she says, I saw a man's thing.
She's like, and? I love just how, like, not impressed she is by the whole. So she's making this cocktail, and it smells like burning flesh or something. It smelled of burning horse flesh. And the guy goes, stallion balls, Dave thought. Like, dude, is he thinking, like, he wants to have stallion balls? Or is he thinking that she's using stallion balls? And also, like, how would you know what those smell like?
Yeah, why would he just be like, of course, stallion balls?
Or is he thinking about him having stallion balls?
He didn't say anything about his balls.
That's true. We did learn about his balls after his pee-pee grew, though.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the part where his dick jumps out. It's this part that made me want to read that. He gasps as his pants bulged, and his zipper exploded. Something huge and freakish burst out of it, still expanding. Scarlet danced and blew a bubble, unaware, as the thang grew beneath the table and thunked against the table's bottom like a flesh-covered baseball bat. So, and then when it talks about, okay, so when he gets back to his hotel room, he's trying to calm himself down. He says, the thang began to shrink. It rapidly deflated, along with the bulging blue testicles. Dave felt his center of balance shifting and he staggered around a bit before he could find his equilibrium again. The thang went down through 17 inches, 15, 13, 11, 9, 6, 4, choke, 3. And then the devilish thang hung like a boiled shrimp again, the testicles the size of small river stones.
Wow. This was just like peak.
It was
peak horror erotica.
Peak horror erotica. It was chef's kiss. It was just...
And I don't know who, like, I feel like erotica is supposed to turn you on. I don't know who would be turned on by this.
No, like as a woman who has sex with men, if that happens, I'm out.
If someone whipped out a 20-inch dick that was like
penis.
That was like moving around like a snake, I'd run screaming.
No, thank you. Like, no, sir, put that away. No, that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, if we have to like hog tie it before we can do anything, like I don't know about that. It's just...
That's a form of bondage I don't want to be into.
No, like I don't want you to tie me up with your dick and then have sex with me. That's weird. No.
Yeah.
It was a wild ride.
Yes, but I loved every second of it.
Me too. It just occurred to me that I said wild ride about a story about a dick.
Yeah.
Scary, not scary. So I would give it like 2 skulls out of 5 for scariness.
Yeah, I definitely would. I mean, I would give it like 1. It's not scary at all.
No. I mean,
especially as someone who doesn't have a penis. Maybe if I had a penis, it'd be a little scarier.
That's what I was thinking. Like, it would be a like frightening thing to like get choked out by your own dick.
I do have a huge vagina. I'm just kidding.
Then you need Big Dick Dave.
I do.
Big Dick Dave.
That's my dad's name. I don't like it.
No, that's weird.
Big Dick.
That's weird.
Not that I know of.
So as far as erotic, I also give it like 1 bone. It's not really erotic. It's just naughty.
Yeah.
It's about a penis.
Just naughty. Maybe if you have like a huge dick fetish.
Yeah.
You'd be into it.
Like so big.
Or a huge vagina fetish.
Yeah, then maybe you might dig it. But how would you drive anywhere? Would the dick drive?
Well, it only comes out when he's turned on, so he'd only have to worry about it if he got spontaneously turned on while he was driving.
It happens.
I guess. He saw a sexy lady walking down the street and was like, shwing.
Or sometimes you're just thinking about it and you're just in the
True,
car.
you're daydreaming.
Yeah. And you just comes upon
Probably
you.
would. Yeah. His dick could just take over, drive him places.
Probably drive him to where that nice is.
Yeah. Yeah, so scary and sexy, low rating, but enjoyment.
Yeah. Like
high
dirty
rating.
and silly, high fun times rating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that has been our review, I guess.
Our discussion
the
of
Thang.
The Thang.
And this intentional IPA, I think it's pretty good. It's
I like it.
It's grown on me more as I drink it, and I don't get as strong of a bitter taste in it.
It's true.
So,
No, I dig it.
yeah. Pretty good.
Pretty tasty.
So, we hope you enjoyed this After Dark. We'll try to do them more often. We kind of didn't do one for a very long time there, but
We had a big gap.
yeah. But people seem to enjoy these. I mean, they don't get very many views, but people who do watch them like them.
There's a niche market for it. There's a
Yeah.
niche market. All y'all weirdos, we see you.
We enjoy doing them.
Yeah,
So
we do enjoy doing
So
them.
we'll see you next time.
Please come again.
Yes.